All right, so I'm officially into a 100-hour fast by 24 hours, or a little bit more than 24 hours. So yesterday about 2 o'clock was when the last time I ate, which was a couple of burger patties, some butter, and some salt. And I've done these 100-hour fasts in the past, and I've had some really good success. It's worked well for me, and I've got the time to do it. So I'm doing it again. I'm coming up on 3 years of being a carnivore, and I don't do these fasts to punish myself or to wreak havoc on my body. It's quite the opposite. For me, it's a very pleasurable thing, and it's an enlightening experience. And I do it more for my mental aptitude more than anything else. Physically, I feel great too, but I don't do it for any particular health reasons. You know, I'm not trying to lose weight, or I'm not trying to stave off some kind of impending illness or anything like that. I just do it on a regular basis because I feel like it's healthy to do. Makes me feel good, gives me a kind of a physical and a mental reset, if you will. And I like to do a couple of them a year, and now is the time to do it. So here we are. So this morning I stepped on the scale. I was a $1.41 and 10 cents, and that's probably the middle of the road for where I normally land as far as weight goes. And I don't check my weight very often. It's gone the lowest I've ever gotten in the last, since I've been carnivore, was 137 and something. And that was on the last day of a 100-hour fast, which had me, I dropped a few pounds. And so it went back up after I got back onto eating, which is, what to be expected. And it would hover around 139, 140, 141. And as of the last couple of weeks, I've gotten to 143. One day I just happened to check because I was like, you know what? I feel a little bit of inflammation a little bit. And I was up to 144, and I thought, well, there you go. I guess that's when you're intuitive enough about what's going on in your body, I guess. And I don't claim that I have or do, but when I feel a little inflammation in the lower back specifically, hey, I have an idea what's going on. So anyways, I digress. I'm getting back to the weight, and we're just talking about a few pounds here, but I'm telling you, for me personally, a little goes a long ways. So what is it going to take to do a 100-hour fast? Well, I already fast basically once a day anyways. I mean, the first 24 hours is really no different than almost any other day. I did not snack today, obviously. I haven't eaten anything since, 26, 27 hours ago. And I feel great. No hunger. I mean, if you threw some food down in front of me and I wasn't fasting at the moment, would I eat it? Yeah, I would. But there's no climb the walls, dying of starvation type of thing. When it comes to coffee, I'm a coffee drinker. I'm going to abstain from drinking coffee as much as I can. I am a tea drinker, and so I'm probably going to drink some tea because I really don't want to suffer with any caffeine related headaches, and that's that's where the 97% carnivore comes in. I eat 100% carnivore, and occasionally I drink some tea, and occasionally I drink some coffee. So I am 100% carnivore, eat carnivore, and about 95 to 97% drink carnivore, if that means anything. So one of the great things that I love to experience is just the simplicity of what my next few days is going to be like. I mean, when I've completely removed the whole aspect of eating anything, I don't have to. Obviously, I don't have to worry about it. But there's no that little routine that I had in my day of going to the freezer, getting out some burger patties, letting them thaw for a little while, blah, 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 preparing it and everything, I'm not going to bother doing. And I'm looking forward to not doing it. I have a few other fun projects that I'm doing, and I'd much rather be spending all my time doing that. So one less thing in the routine, I'm going to enjoy it. It may not seem like a lot, but to me, it kind of is. So back to the routine, really my body is the one that is eventually going to say, hey, you know what? I think we skipped a meal here. The routine, this is the routine. My brain says, hey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. We're going to rock on. Don't worry about it. And the body's going to say, well, hold on here. Hold on. We have functions to take care of. We've got certain things that we need to do that we normally do. And something's wrong. So that's part of the fasting, mentally, like no problem. I got this. Physically, the body is kind of talking back a little bit, going, things aren't all right, or are things all right? Tell me things are okay. So I'll be going through that probably about this time tomorrow. Not quite so much now. This is nothing right now for what I'm going through. I'm looking forward to kind of paying attention to how well I sleep tonight. I don't normally sleep too bad as it is, but I do have a different sleep schedule than most people. I work a night shift, so I normally go to bed at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and sleep 5, 6, 7 hours. Kind of depends on what I feel like. And I may get up once a night, maybe, but more often than not, I won't. So I'm kind of curious just to kind of give a rundown of how different my sleep's going to be, whether it's a more restful sleep, whether I wake up, and kind of make an analysis. My goal is to throw these videos out once a day to kind of drag you along for the ride if you're willing, and I'll fill you in on these little details. So I'm guessing that from what I have experienced in the past, and I've done this 3 other times, is that normally any noticeable or radical changes physically, not typically mentally, I'll talk about that in a little bit, but physically doesn't really come about until after the 48th hour, or that magic, that 2-day spot. And then when you get to the 72 hours, then then at least for me, the body was kind of like, okay, we're going to ride this out. The brain's going, you ain't got a problem with this. Let's roll. You're almost there, type of thing. But I wanted to touch on the mental aspect of it, and not the willpower, not the mental willpower. What I'm talking about is just the focus. Just the I don't know whether it's ketosis. I don't speak any of that language, so I can't. I'm not going to say anything about it. But it really is kind of profound. At least for me. I'm just talking about me. The last couple times I did this, it was like a real experience, one that I was looking forward to doing again and again and again. And like I've told a few people in my life that I do this, is if I could get away with doing a 100-hour fast every 200 hours, I'd probably do it. But let's be realistic and not be stupid. So, anyways, so that's it. That's my 24-hour check-in. Basically, no different than any other day. But I'm just kind of outlining a little bit what I want to come through on the other side of this. And anyways, I'm going to check back in another 24 hours. That'll be day 2, 48-hour check-in. Guys, this is Luke, Captain Carnivore. Thanks for dropping by.